Hello guys, welcome back to my channel The Green Gunner. I hope you all are doing well and had a rocking holiday period unlike our beloved Arsenal. Arsenal's display against Fulham was nothing short of a complete and utter train wreck. A disaster class led by none other than Eddie Nketiah, who might as well have been a ghost for all the impact he had on the pitch. We lost 2-1 guys, deservedly so. Worst worst football of the season, worst performance of the season by far. And as the game progressed, it did not seem to change. This defeat to Fulham is the latest in a string of pathetic performances that have seen Arsenal tumble down to a measly fourth place as they close out the year 2023. Anyways, let's get this straight. Arsenal had the audacity to start the match with a goal from Bukayo Saka in the fifth minute, giving the illusion of a competence, giving the illusion of competence before they crumbled like a house of cards. The team, if you can even call them that, was lethargic, lacked any sort of cutting edge, and Fulham punished them ruthlessly with goals from Raul Jimenez and Cordova Reed. This isn't just a blip; it's a full-blown crisis. Arsenal are now sitting on a pitiful haul of 4 points from the last 15 available. The writing's on the wall. They are in desperate need of firepower up front, and if Mikel Arteta doesn't get the funds to address this in January, then what are we even doing here? Last night I saw Liverpool play Newcastle, and it's fair to say Liverpool are title contenders, and we are not. And it's not a salty reaction based on our past two defeats. Liverpool actually looked more like title contenders than we do. They are playing better football. They are quick in the midfield despite of some injuries, and Mo Salah is everything that Bukayo Saka is not. Luis Diaz is everything that Martinelli is not at the moment. Liverpool are fast, they shoot at the right time, they don't spend decades inside the box, too good from the back, and defensively, Virgil van Dijk is the best in the Premier League, you like it or not. We should be concerned. We talk about getting a new number 9 and a backup to Thomas Partey. I understand that. But what do you do when your main players who are fit but are not performing? What's gotten into them? Saka, Martinelli, Gabriel Jesus. Never thought we would be having problems up front. I don't know, it's just too depressing. With form like this, I don't see us beating mid-table teams or any top 6 team, let alone winning the title. As for the player ratings, let me give you the rundown of this sorry bunch. I'll start with David Raya in goal. David Raya managed a 6 out of 10 for a decent save, but was helpless to stop Fulham's goals. I'll give him 6 out of 10. Ben White had a torrid time at right back. He has been having a poor season, getting exploited time and time again. He gets a 4 out of 10. William Saliba, not his usual self and clearly rattled. I'll give him 5 out of 10. Gabriel Magalhaes was probably the least terrible defender, managing to scrape a 6 out of 10. I'll give him 6 out of 10. Jacob Kivior gets a 4 out of 10. Jimenez's goal was on his watch and he was subbed off at half time, which says it all. I don't know why was he even bought in the first place. Declan Rice. Okay, where was the midfield dominance? Nowhere. He gets a 5 out of 10. Kai Havertz was a non-entity, barely noticeable and deserving of his 4 out of 10. I'll give him 4 out of 10. Martin Odegaard. He showed flashes of quality, but ultimately couldn't steer the sinking ship because our front three they did not capitalize. I'll give him 6 out of 10. Martin Odegaard 6 out of 10. Bukayo Saka, who scored but then faded into oblivion and squandered a golden chance, gets a 5 out of 10. Edin Nketiah, the architect of this disaster class, gets a 3 out of 10. He offered absolutely nothing, was garbage throughout. Gabriel Martinelli showed a glimpse, should have showed a glimmer of hope, setting up Saka's goal, but bizarrely pulled off early in the second half. I'll give him 5 out of 10. Let's talk about subs. Um, I don't know. Tomiyasu came on, made no difference. I'll give him 5. Gabriel Jesus was a non-factor. I'll give him 5. Trossard, at least he tried to swing in a couple of crosses. I'll give him 5 out of 10. Reece Nelson was thrown in too late to rate. I can't rate him. And then there's Mikel Arteta, a man out of ideas, out of time, and seemingly out of touch. His team selection was baffling, his tactical changes too little too late, and his decision to swap Martinelli instead of Nketiah is incomprehensible. I'll give Mikel Arteta 3 out of 10. And I'm being very generous right now. In short, this performance and the recent run of form is a slap in the face to every Arsenal supporter out there. It's not just the loss, but the manner of it. The lack of fight, the lack of urgency, and the lack of any semblance of a plan B. It's as if the team has forgotten what's at stake here. We've got Mikel Arteta, who seems to be at a loss for how to turn this ship around. His substitutions are like rearranging check chairs on Titanic. There's no excuse for the lack of action when it's so painfully obvious that changes are needed. Seriously, keeping Nketiah on while pulling Martinelli off, what match was he watching? And what's next? With fixtures coming up in the FA Cup against the likes of Fulham again and Liverpool? Liverpool? We have Liverpool next. Sorry, I don't see us winning. And we could be out of FA Cup also. One more trophy blown away. Will the same underperforming players be trotted out to stumble through another 90 minutes? It's as if the lessons that should be learned are being willfully ignored. The fans deserve better. The club deserves better. This isn't just about a bad day at the office, this is about a pattern of inaptitude that's been allowed to fester. If there's no urgency to bring in attacking reinforcements, then what's the game plan? Hope for a miracle? Arsenal finishing the year in fourth is not just a disappointment, it's a disaster, given the start we had to the season. There needs to be some serious soul searching at the Emirates, guys, and it needs to happen fast. January has started, the transfer window is open. We are tired of the same old excuses. We don't just want to see change, we demand it. Arsenal, with all its history and resources, should not be content with mediocrity. We don't want the likes of Fabio Vieira. We don't want Jacob Kivior. I'm sorry, but even our top players from last season are looking quite mediocre. It's time for the club to wake up and act before this season becomes yet another write-off. That's all for today, guys. I hope you liked the video. Please like the right button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.